As always, we're going to hop right into the ingredients. I'm using whole milk. I'm going to use 1 egg, about 4 ounces of sour cream. You're going to need 2 cans of corn, 1 can of whole kernel corn drained, and 1 can of cream style corn. We're going to be using a box of Jiffy mix. We are not following the directions on the box. We're going to use 4 ounces of medium cheddar cheese. You can use mild or sharp. I'm going to use some black pepper and also some parsley. I did not need salt in this dish. Our last dish is going to be a half a stick of melted butter. I melted the butter in the microwave, so the container here is extremely, extremely hot. That's why I am holding it with a paper towel. So now we are going to start assembling this dish. I'm going to start by adding in the whole kernel corn, and I drained the juice off of that corn. After the whole kernel corn, I'm going to go in with my cream style corn, and you want to keep everything that's in the can of the cream style corn. I'm going to give that was just a little bit of piece of paper that fell off of that can, so I just grabbed it out of there. We're going to give that a super, super quick stir. And now we are going to go ahead and add in our box of Jiffy mix. And like I told you before, we're not necessarily following the directions on the box. So we're going to go ahead and dump this in. And after we put that in, we're going to give it a really quick stir and then go on with our next ingredient, which is going to be our egg. Now, typically you won't see me break that egg over the bowl like that because I'm always afraid I'm going to get eggshells in there, but I was in a little bit of a hurry tonight. So I'm going to put the egg in, and now I'm going to put in about 1/3 cup of milk. You do want to make this the consistency of what kind of the cornbread would be. So I'm using approximately 1/4 to 1/3 cup of milk. So start with 1/3 and start with 1/4, and then if that is not enough, go ahead up to 1/3. Now we're going to get ready to go in with our half a stick of melted butter. And that bowl was really hot because I melted the butter in the microwave. And so that bowl got extremely, extremely hot. You're going to give that a good, gentle mix. And now I'm going to start seasoning this up. And as you know from the beginning, I'm really only using 2 things. That's black pepper, and I'm going to be very, very generous with my black pepper here. So if I had to give you a measurement, I'm using probably 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Start with 1/4 and then add in pepper until you think it looks like enough, but I think 1/4 to 1/2 would be good. I'm adding in the parsley flakes just to give it some color. This can be a very, very yellow dish. There is no real color to it. The corn is yellow, the cheese is yellow, the mix is yellow. So those parsley flakes definitely help out in that regard. Now it's time to add the final few ingredients. Here I am going to shred up half of my block of medium cheddar cheese. You can use the one in the bag. However, when you shred it up yourself, it tends to melt just a little bit better because it doesn't have that outer coating on it. Now we are going to add our shredded cheese into our casserole. I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 ounces. This is roughly about 4 ounces of the cheese in. And then after I get it all put in, I'm going to go ahead and fold it in. And the final ingredient that we are going to add is the sour cream. So to this recipe, I'm going to be using 4 ounces of this sour cream, and then you will see the other 4 ounces in Saturday's video. Well, actually, you will see 4 ounces, but it won't be this one. I had already recorded the mac and cheese video, and I had to re-record it. So be on the lookout for that on Saturday. It's going to be a new mac and cheese recipe, one that does not use a roux, so you're really going to like that. So now let's go ahead and get this sour cream dumped in, and once we get this put in and mixed up, we are ready to get this bad boy in the oven. It is literally just that simple, y'all. If you're looking for a simple Thanksgiving side dish that is also delicious, you have found it. This is actually a really economical dish too, so that's why I really love it. So let's go ahead, get that stirred up, and then we can get this put in the oven. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is spray down my casserole dish. Now, you could rub it down with butter. I just chose to use the cooking spray this time for no particular reason. You know, I did put the melted butter in the casserole. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the casserole in the dish. And now we are going to take it over to the oven. For this recipe, the oven was set at 375 degrees. So about 35 to 40 minutes later is just going to depend on how your oven cooks. The casserole is finished. You want it kind of jiggly in the middle, and then as it cools, that's what I'm doing right there, checking the firmness to see how firm it is. So you want it a little bit soft. Basically, you want it just like the Jiffy Cornbread would be. In the middle, and so the casserole is ready. So we are going to take it over to the counter and cut into it. So you do want to let this rest for about 15 minutes. You don't want to cut it when it is super, super hot. So I have let it rest, and so now I'm about to cut into it, and you're going to see that it's very, very firm. It has a kind of fluffy cake-like, bread-like consistency. This is the perfect sweet and savory dish to add to your Thanksgiving table. So don't forget, comment down below. Do you think this is something that you are going to add to your Thanksgiving table, or is it something you want to possibly try for Christmas? As always, thank y'all so much for the support, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. And as always, bye neighbors.